Welcome back to another mental illness video. Today's mental illness that I wanted to draw is anorexia. And today I'm going to be drawing that piece on my new paper that I have just recently bought, the Francheville A3, where I'm just cutting it up into the sizes that I want. And yeah, it's really good paper, so I'm pretty happy with it. So I've been using it for a lot of my illustrations lately. So I just measured out quite a long sort of bit of paper. I've been sort of wanting to do different, doing illustrations on different size paper, and I'm experimenting with different shapes at the moment. Like this is not anything unusual, but I will be getting into some unusual shaped paper soon, where I just want to do weird things on weird bits of paper. Just want to do a disclaimer, I'm not poking fun at any of these illnesses that I'm going to be doing in this series. I am just sort of bringing a different feel to it, a bit of a, I don't know, a little bit of humor maybe. You might find elements of this funny, you may not. I'm just trying to portray it in a way that makes me deal with all these sort of different illnesses, because of the fact that I have been through some of these illnesses, mental illnesses, but anorexia is not one that I have personally had experience with. I did have a friend many years ago when I was at school who had anorexia, and she come out of it, which was good. But yeah, personally, I have not had any experience with it. So this take on this piece is just purely what I think, anorexia would feel like, because I've never had a problem with eating. I just absolutely love food, and I can't imagine not eating. And you know, like like when you're sick, when you've got like a flu or something, that's the only times I haven't been able to eat, when I've been really, really, really ill. But other than that, I can only imagine that could be some sort of relation to anorexic person would be going through. So this illustration, I had some issues with it. Some of it wasn't coming together the way that I wanted it to. Those legs that I have drawn now, I end up rubbing them out because I absolutely hated them. I didn't think that they went with this piece, so I ended up simplifying it a little bit more, because I felt like I was trying to overcomplicate this piece, and I wanted a robot element into this monster as well, and I think I just sort of missed the mark with it. So that's why I then simplified it a bit more and just added some metallic elements into the leg. And yeah, that's where I went with this one. So yeah, I am a little bit on the fence with this piece. I'm not sure if I like it as much as I want to, but it is okay. And yeah, it gets the point across how I wanted to get the point across with anorexia. So with this monster, this absolutely skinny monster is looking at their own arm, and this is what this monster is looking at. They're looking at their arm, and what they are seeing is something fat and hideous, and they wish that they were not that size. But when you have a look at the rest of the monster's body, it is not a big person. It is a skinny person who has anorexia. So the The battle that I have seen in documentaries with anorexia is the fact that they look into a mirror and what they see is a big person that needs to have less fat on their body. They need to eat less and less to get down to a size, but in reality they are way too skinny and they actually look more terrible because they're gaunt in the face and you can see their bone structure, and it's just that mental illness that they can't see past feeling like that they are a fat person, like they are a big person. So technically the arm is not really like a really big arm, but in comparison to the skinny monster, this arm is quite big, and this is what this person is seeing, an absolutely disgusting big arm. And that's why I ended up putting like these black tar type droplets coming down and leaking from the arm, because this person just thinks that this is absolutely disgusting, that they're looking at such a big person, and that's what I wanted to portray there with this hideous monster. So this monster is just like looking up and just going, oh my god, why do I look like this? When yeah, they're too skinny, they need to eat, they just need to. But the mental illness of anorexia is just, it's in their mind and they can't shake it. So this monster is extremely hideous. I wanted to draw something like that. This whole mental illness series is going to be a series filled with just monsters that are dealing with this, with each mental illness. And like I've said, I like drawing monsters. I wanted to do it like that, and I want to sort of bring a little bit of horror and humor and just different elements into it. And the fact that the monster's right arm has a lot of wires coming out, because this monster has cut their arm off on that one side because they just didn't want to deal with it. They just thought that they were hideous, so they've cut their arm off, and all these wires are exposed. And there's also an exposed part on the leg where this monster has hacked at their leg and exposed wires there as well. And yeah, this is a robot monster type situation that is going through this. So they're having a complete meltdown, and that's what I wanted to portray with the wires coming out, is the fact that they're not dealing with their physical form, and they're just completely melting down and malfunctioning with all these just wires and chaotic things going on. And I ended up coloring in the wires with my chameleon liners, and I did not realize that they were not waterproof. So when I did the background of this piece, I went over it and a little bit of the watercolor touched it and it ran. So I ended up running with that because it was kind of like a happy accident. So I put a bit more water on it and sort of made it like a real rainbowy sort of mixture of colors, and I think that adds to the effect as well of the wiring short-circuiting. So it's kind of like all these colors are glowing, and I did think about adding sparks, but I thought no, I won't add too many elements because I really wanted to keep this piece quite simple. I just wanted to draw just a monster and keep it as simple as possible. Yeah, and that's basically the story to this monster. if anyone out there has ever battled with anorexia, yeah, let me know your stories on how you felt in regards to it, because I personally have never gone through it. I would really love to hear your stories and hear how you overcame it, and yeah, just what happened. And yeah, it'd be just really nice to have a community sort of talk about it, and hope that everyone that is going through it is dealing with it and gets better and realizes that there is nothing wrong with them. Yeah, it's just all in your head, like most mental illnesses are. Well, all mental illnesses are. They're all in your head and they're lying to you. So yeah, that's one thing about it, is mental illnesses lie to you. So that is it from me. Hopefully you enjoyed this piece, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay safe. Bye.